I'm Kristen McClure, and today I want to talk about toxic positivity. I've been learning a lot about this and talking about it with my clients. So, toxic positivity is the idea that you must demand a positive attitude from yourself or others in the face of all circumstances. Now, why would that be a bad idea? Seems like a pretty good idea to have a positive attitude all the time. Well, it turns out it's not. In fact, that's actually a lot of the reason why people wind up in therapy. Toxic positivity can refer to how you behave towards your own emotions and thoughts, and also how you behave towards others when they're having a difficult time. There's nothing wrong with being positive or looking on the bright side of things, but it can hurt when you pretend everything is okay when it isn't, and it's not good for you or for others to demand that they pretend everything is okay. It can hurt to see the good in situations rather than focus on the bad. But when you work to ignore, repress, or invalidate yours or other people's emotions, it's very harmful. It's important to learn strategies to make room for and process difficult emotions such as sadness, worry, and anger. And when you try to shortcut this process instead and insist on seeing things through a positive lens, that's when it becomes a bad idea. So, what exactly is toxic positivity? Well, here are some examples of toxic positivity towards yourself. Really feeling like you want to get rid of difficult emotions and dismissing your feelings of anger, sadness, grief, loneliness, or hurt. Putting yourself down or berating yourself when you feel anxious, sad, angry, or lonely. Telling yourself that other people have it worse than you, so you shouldn't have these difficult emotions. You should just be able to get over it. Here's one of my favorites: telling yourself that you should just be grateful because other people have it worse. Toxic positivity can really harm your relationships with other people too, because they need to feel validated and heard. And when people are struggling and having a hard time, and you invalidate them by giving them messages that they should just be positive, it makes them feel shame rather than creating connection. And it doesn't do much to encourage them or make them feel better. What does that look like? What does toxic positivity look like when you're using it to invalidate other people, or when other people are invalidating you? That looks like hearing things or saying things such as, be grateful, it could be worse, or try to just focus on the good things, or this is one I really don't like, everything happens for a reason, so try to think of it that way, or just smile and you'll feel better. It's time to move on. You really need to get over it when you're having a hard time. Or this is one you may have heard of. You really need to take this time during the pandemic to focus on developing a new skill or doing something positive. These all have the same effect of, I used to see this a lot when I worked with kids, telling them to calm down when they were agitated. I knew I was in for a really difficult session with a child when a parent was just telling them to calm down. And you may have had that experience too. If you're upset or you're having a difficult time and someone tells you to calm down, that is just about the worst thing that you can hear. It does not comfort you or soothe you or help you feel understood, safe, or cared about. That's toxic positivity. Most of us do not have skilled ways of dealing with our difficult emotions. In fact, what we want to do when we have difficult emotions is get rid of it. So the idea of just thinking positive really plays into a pathological way of dealing with emotional distress. Suppressing your emotions as a strategy is just ineffective, and it's actually what contributes to anxiety and depression, and is what oftentimes what helps people to wind up in my office. It does not help you to regulate your emotions. It's not a helpful emotional regulation strategy. So what we do in therapy is help people to learn how to feel their emotions and cope with them in a healthy way, rather than bury and repress them. We help teach people that feelings aren't facts and they can be helpful and informative. So it's not helpful at all or healthy to ignore your difficult feelings. It's just not a good idea. Feelings such as anger and anxiety, they really can help motivate us to examine what's going on in our life. So if, for example, you're feeling angry, it may be that someone is violating a boundary and you need to address that. If you're feeling lonely, it may be that you need to start to reach out and make some social connections. It can help to motivate you to do that. And if you're just practicing extreme positivity, you may be ignoring some of the clues that your feelings would be giving you. Our feelings can help to inform us on how to live our life more wisely. And just thinking positive can really deprive you of some of those important clues. So depression and anger and overwhelm and other difficult feelings that we need to feel and process and accept, they're human emotions that we all share. And the way to skillfully navigate them is not by bypassing them and magically turning them into positive emotions, but by understanding that they come and go, that they're normal, and at times they're informative. So what do you do with them instead if you're not ignoring them, suppressing them, or transforming them into positive emotions? What do you do? Well, therapy can teach you lots of different strategies, and therapists go about all different ways of teaching you strategies. Cognitive behavioral therapy can teach you strategies of cognitive appraisal, which will help you explore the loops that you get stuck in that can be very negative sometimes. You might be stuck in negative thinking, and cognitive appraisal, reappraisal strategies will help you with that. Finding alternative patterns of thought that can help you with your stuck feelings. CBT therapists often use worksheets to help you with that. Other strategies that are more mindful based can help you open up and practice acceptance and cognitive diffusion, so you're not so disturbed by your thoughts and not so disturbed by your feelings, so you can live your life fully when you have these difficult feelings. Talking about negative emotions and not ignoring them help you to process them. What can you do to make sure that you're not being toxically positive with other people? Well, you can practice getting comfortable with your own difficult negative emotions. You can try to practice accepting and allowing people to talk about emotions that they find challenging without shutting them down, without interrupting them, making room, space for them. And you can encourage people to speak openly about the whole range of emotions they might be experiencing as you're practicing being with your own. Avoid having a positive response to everything they say. Watch what you're saying and recognize that all of us have a wide range of emotions and none of them are permanent. They're all impermanent and constant changing. So I hope that was helpful for you. And I hope that you'll think about how you may be forcing yourself to be overly positive, ignoring some of your difficult emotions, and perhaps doing the same to some people that you love. I'm Kristen McClure, and today I was learning about and sharing what I know about toxic positivity.